What's going down, y'all? One half of the Wake Up Crew here to talk some WNBA prop bets for this Friday, May the 27th. WNBA slate. Got two games tonight. We got the LA Sparks versus the Indiana Fever, as well as the New York Liberty versus the Seattle Storm. And about an hour ago, it was announced that Ezi Magbagor and Sue Bird from the Seattle Storm will not be playing tonight because of health and safety concerns. So, one of the players that we were going to talk about, somebody that I know a lot of bettors were on the over her fantasy score. She is not in. This should mean good things for Breanna Stewart, and we'll talk about Stewie here in a minute. But a quick recap of the plays that I recommended yesterday. Marina Mabrey just sold. She did absolutely nothing. Almost had a goose egg going into halftime. She did not hit the over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And then Kayla Thornton, it looked good to start, right? Over 6.5 rebounds is where we had her. She had 4 rebounds in the first quarter. Doesn't get another one for the entire game. So that's the shit that happens in the betting world. We just move on, we press forward, and we try to attack matchups with some good edge. And I think we found a couple for tonight's games. We'll talk about those and Breanna Stewart right now. All right, so let's get it and let's dive into the fantasy score for a couple of players. And my process, like in our projection model, we sort of project out blocks, steals, and turnovers before we input any of the scoring data. So moving forward, if I'm going to take an over on the fantasy score for a player, I want to see them start off with a positive sort of +5 in the fantasy score department. You get 3 points for blocks, 3 points for steals. So the 3 players that I'm targeting or I'm looking at tonight that start off with that +5 in the fantasy score category before you input any of the scoring numbers, points, rebounds, or assists. Nneka Okwuemeke from the Los Angeles Sparks, Breanna Stewart from the Seattle Storm, and Brittany Sykes. Nneka is starting off with about 5.4 fantasy points, 5.8 for Breanna Stewart, and 10.2 for Brittany Sykes. And that's where we're going first and foremost. Over her fantasy score total of 18.5. We look at what Brittany's done over her last 5 games. Over. And I get it. The streak must come to an end at some point. But the Fever, I don't think they're going to do anything to slow her down. And starting off with a projected steals total of 3 and blocks right at 1. Only about 1.8 turnovers we're projecting her for tonight. Without putting in any of the points, any of the rebounds, any of the assists, she's already at a plus 10.2 fantasy score. So essentially, I'm hoping she can get a combined 8.5 points between scoring, rebounds, and assists. So Brittany Sykes averaging right around 29 minutes per game over the 7 games of this early WNBA season. We are going to take the over her projected fantasy score of 18.5. And if you just want to stop right there, that one has that prop has the highest amount of edge on the slate for us tonight, 42.8% for her projection prop going over. We love this number for Brittany Sykes. We got it projected for 26.4 fantasy score tonight. So if you just wanted to stop there, pair that with Robert Williams' first half fantasy score, something from the Celtics, something from the Heat, wouldn't be mad at you there. But we got a couple of other plays that we like on the WNBA side as well. Let's go to the point totals, and let's talk about Miss Cambage. Liz, over 11.5 points. Listen, when she's on, and she's hit this number in 3 of her last 4 games, right? And only going under that once versus Asia Wilson. She had 10 in that big anticipated matchup. We have Liz projected for 16.1 points in this matchup. The projection model spit out a healthy over with the projection prop edge right around 39%. So second highest on our board. We also don't mind Liz's par total, her points, rebounds, or assists. And currently that is sitting at 18.5. And you look at what she's averaging, 24 over the last 5 games. We have her projected tonight at 24.4 points, rebounds, and assists. I think I like the points a little bit more than the par number, but if you were kind of concerned about her scoring, but felt good about her getting some rebounds or assists versus Indiana, roll with that one. I talked about Nneka Okwuemeke, her fantasy score, not going to Not going to use this as a core play, but 27.5. She's averaging 31.5 over the last 5, and we have her projected right around 32.3 in this matchup tonight. And then another player I just want to talk about, because Ezi Magbegor is out of this matchup, which either one or two ways. I think it's good for Brianna Stewart and Natasha Howard. Brianna Stewart sitting here at 33.5 projected fantasy score, averaging right around 37 over her last 5 games. We have her projected right at 37.2. She's getting about 29 minutes a game over her last 5. Decent edge in this one. This is just, you're trying to correlate. Ezi's out, Brianna Stewart, more opportunity for her, some more opportunity for Jewell Loyd. I know some people really like Jewell Loyd over her par total, which is right at 24.5 for a 24.5 fantasy score, 20 for her points, rebounds, and assists. But the two plays that I will be recommending tonight, and if you just wanted to take one, it would be Brittany Sykes. Pair that with something on the NBA side, over 18.5 fantasy score, and Liz Cambage over 11.5 points in this matchup. So that's what we're rolling with. That's what the data says. If you tail, good luck. Give them hell. And if we fail, do not bail. Data-driven analysis, data-driven picks coming from the channel. Let me know what you're playing below, and good luck tonight. Enjoy.